So the sovereign wealth fund to me makes total sense. I know there's a bunch of countries that are doing it, and it's just making them all kinds of money. Their Social Security is covered. They don't have to worry about it because they've been doing the sovereign wealth fund. So now the couple of things that have come up more recently is as we've looked at Sachs doing his job, David Sachs doing his job, um, and as we get into this next stage, because of the passage of that first act, I can't remember the name of it, is we now have a stable coin, which must be backed up by bonds or other clear-cut assets, but mostly it's bonds. That's what people are doing, is bonds. As a result of that, Tom Lee, I don't know your feelings about Tom Lee. I'm a big fan. Larry's a big fan. I think everybody's a big fan. But anyway, he's been right more than wrong, probably for the last 10 years, maybe than anybody. Tom Lee is switching, or I don't know if he's switching. I don't know what he's carrying in Bitcoin in his different activities right now, but definitely he's moving towards Ethereum because Ethereum is involved in this whole stablecoin aspect. And so he has a new fund, I guess, that's based on Ethereum, et cetera. Since you are the smartest person I know in this category, that I know personally, and that I have on my show, you may be the dumbest person in the country. No, no. You're the only person that I know that I can even ask these questions. How have you been looking at that issue, Ethereum versus Bitcoin, given that Ethereum is now this stable coin blockchain?
Yeah, I think we need to be very careful here. And I think this is a very important topic. And one that if we get this wrong, we're going to make a colossal mistake. So Bitcoin is the only decentralized crypto asset that is backed by, incredible amount of energy, right? You can physically constrain it by the amount of energy it consumes.
Right.
The creators of Ethereum sort of said, well, that's a problem. Let's create one that's more energy efficient.
Hmm.
The problem with that is it's like saying, Randy, I want to build a bank to house a bunch of gold, but building thick walls is expensive. Let's build them out of paper instead,
I see. Okay.
right? We want, the gold will be in there. It'll be behind a wall. People can't see it. It'll be safe. Don't worry about it. It's a paper wall. So on the surface of it, it's like, yeah, okay, we've protected the gold. We
Mm-hmm.
saved some money. But you know what? We're actually exposing ourselves to a massive risk because Ethereum is not decentralized.
Mm.
Ethereum is controlled by a group of people, by a foundation. There have been examples in Ethereum's history where they've gone back and overridden what's on the ledger.
Mm.
So, depending on which side you were on at the time, you may say, well, that was a good thing because those transactions weren't valid. Those people were bad people. Take them off, right? It's the Russians.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Get rid of them. We don't care about them.
Yeah.
The problem is one
Well,
day
it's
that could be you, right? One day it could be you that they're
overriding. Yes.
transactions for. So that's the great thing about Bitcoin is once it's on the ledger, it's secure, it cannot be changed. It's backed by a wall of energy, right? No one can control Bitcoin is what I'm trying to say. It's
Yep.
it's it's decentralized.
Right.
So we run, I think, a huge risk if we're going to design a new system, stablecoin system, a more efficient form of money, so to speak, that's going to be sitting on top of Ethereum. That would be a colossal mistake, in my opinion.
Mm.
And I don't think that will work very long, or many people will look at that and say that doesn't make any sense.
So what would be how would the transition work if they decide that they think that Ethereum isn't the way to go and that Bitcoin is? Is there a way that we would be able to transition this system into Bitcoin instead or some
We would
third?
have to, we would have to, we would have to do that because if you didn't, you would have something that no one wanted to use.
I see.
It wouldn't be secure. It would be terrible. Now, that said, as it relates to Tom Lee, he is a very smart guy. And he's been a big advocate for Bitcoin for a
Mhm.
long, long time.
Mhm.
And he's the reason that a lot of people have acquired Bitcoin over the years and done very well. Ethereum, I think, is not useless. It's not useful as money, but it's useful as a technology for smart contracts, let's say, right? So if you want to have a contract that is self-executing that can, kick off a payment on Sunday night when no one's around, you could use Ethereum for that, right? And as a company, some of the security aspects of that maybe are kind of secondary. You want to focus maybe more on efficiency. Like Ethereum is, safe enough for this kind of thing that we're doing,
Right, right. Hmm.
right? And so in that case, I think Ethereum has a bright future in terms of some applications that you can use blockchain for and make it more efficient and less costly and all that. That's great. I'm all for that,
Hmm.
right? Like, for example, when you think about buying a house and how long it takes to close,
Hmm.
why can't we come up with a more efficient system where it takes us 2 days instead
Right,
of a
right.
month,
Yes, yes.
right? All that information should be on the blockchain, all that stuff. We should have much more efficient friction, less friction in the system. Closing on a house is very expensive in many places,
Right, right.
right? And not just the time, but just also the monetary cost because everybody that's involved, all the lawyers and everything. So that's one application I think where potentially Ethereum or some other crypto asset could be very useful. You've got other crypto assets like Solana that are engineered for massive transaction volume.
Mm,
And if you and I are going to be making, micropayments for everything, or for example, if we want to secure our email and if we want to charge everybody a little bit of money to send an email to
right.
us,
Hmm.
that'll get rid of spam overnight.
I see. Yep, yep.
But we need a system that can handle micropayments in order for that to function.
And that's
Today's Visa and MasterCard networks, as amazing as they are, would not function with the number of micropayments that would be required for every single email that goes across the internet,
right, right.
right? And then get into a world of AI agents doing things on behalf of us and humanoid bots maybe needing to transact with each other.
Hmm. Hmm.
We need new rails for this stuff.
All right.